So if you used washable markers, now I want you to get a little bit of water and a paintbrush. We are going to turn our markers into watercolors. So I started right in the middle. When you get your paper wet, you want to be a little bit careful about how you go about it. I didn't use super thick paper, so my paper is going to wrinkle as I go. So I'm going to start right here in the middle, and I'm trying not to do too much water at a time. I don't want any puddles. And if the water were to run, it might mix my warm and my cool colors. I might end up with that yellow mixing with some of the blue and making green. So I'm going to go in and do the rays. And I'm not just going to do the whole thing at once. I'm going to do one ray at a time, and I'm going to skip a ray here and there just to try to spread that water out a little and to let the rays dry a little bit in between. You can see that the areas where I have less marker, I end up with a lighter color, even if the marker was a darker color, because there's less pigment to mix with the water. So I'm being very careful along that edge. I don't want green bleeding up into my sky. So I'm going to clean my brush off in between my warm and my cool colors. So again, I don't want that yellow mixing with my blues. I'm going to start at the bottom to give the top of my paper time to dry just a little bit. I like to turn my paper so that the movements my wrist is making are more natural for me. I'm going to take and blend this up into the peaks of my little wave lines. And the next color, where I have the spirals, is a little bit different, so I don't want to blend them. I want to allow each of those colors to be their own color. And something I could have done would have been to leave some parts of this white. I could have left the bubbles white, for example. By the time I get back up to that line, that top part of my paper, it's still damp, but it's not really wet. If it was really wet, then those colors would start to bleed together. Just a little more. And there we go, friends. We have a watercolor made with no watercolors. I'm going to clean my brush off. Ta-da! I had so much fun making art with you today, friends. I'm going to blot off some of that extra water.